All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome on into a NFL free agency edition of Philly Fan 21 live stream. So, first big news of Eagles free agency has officially dropped, and safe to say it's not exactly what we all were hoping for. And I'm sure you guys, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. So let's just pull it up here. 42 people in here, by the way. Make sure you guys like the stream. I appreciate all you guys. So here it is. Panthers signing linebacker Jaelan Phillips to a 4-year, $120 million deal via Ian Rappaport. So, there it is. I think, obviously for weeks we've been talking about how Jaelan Phillips was the Eagles' number one priority going into free agency. That's what all the reports were saying. There were reports last night, like as recently as last night and this morning, saying that the Eagles and Phillips were getting close to making a deal for him to come back and be in Philadelphia for the long term. There was things saying it was going to be over $20 million a year. Again, there was tons of reports out there saying that there was a deal almost done for him to come back. But this just goes to show you, and I'm going to talk about this in my video that's hopefully going to come out later today. It truly does show you, all these reporters, these experts, all these reports that float around for the weeks before free agency starts, nobody really knows what's going to happen. And, there was all this talk about how the Eagles and him were negotiating, trying to get a deal done for him to come back. And, there was all sorts of projected numbers out there for him as well. Like people were saying 17 million a year at one point. People were saying 20 million, 22 million, 27 million. He ended up getting $30 million a season, which number one is insane. I think you're already seeing it early in this free agency, but the market is kind of exploding right now for multiple different positions, but pass rusher especially. Danielle Hunter just got $40 million for one more year before free agency even started. So the market for pass rushers right now is insane. And again, it just goes to show you nobody really knows what's going to happen, and especially with how early this happened. No one was really reporting, at least as far as I saw, that the Panthers were a projected landing spot for Jaelan Phillips. But you see here, it happens, not even an hour into free agency. And I know I was a little late on this, but it's crazy. This was clearly in the works beforehand, even though it shouldn't have been, because this is just how it goes. But yeah, it sucks. I really like Jaelan Phillips. He was, I think, a really impactful player for this Eagles defense last year. Obviously getting traded here mid-season. Like I said in my video that I put out last night, the Eagles pass rush was kind of dead for the first half of the season. Then they traded for Phillips, and things significantly got better. They became a top 5 pass rush for the rest of the season. Phillips' sack numbers may have not been there, but he was, one of the best in the league in terms of just getting pressure on the quarterback. I think his pressure rate was top 5, if I'm not mistaken. And again, he's a great fit in Vic Fangio's defense. He loved his time here. He said he wanted to be back. So clearly there was an effort to try and bring him back, but ultimately, they weren't going to pay him $30 million a season. They just couldn't afford to do that. And I don't think he's worth that as much as I do like him, especially with the injury concerns, given that, he had 2 consecutive years where he missed basically the entire season because of serious injury. So yeah, guys, it sucks, but it is what it is. Good luck to Jaelan Phillips in Carolina. Definitely don't blame him for taking $30 million a season. If he was a free agent last offseason, he would have gotten barely a fraction of this because of the injuries. So he earned himself a ton of money this past year. Good for him, but it stinks. It does. Fredo here says, per John Clark, we're working to extend Jalen Carter and sign Jaelan Phillips. Well, Phillips is gone now, and JC will get extended regardless. Yeah, I saw that, and I was going to talk about it. I was going to talk about it in this video that I'm making, but yeah, again, fortunately, it just didn't work out with Jaelan Phillips. So I am hoping Carter gets extended here, but we'll see. Rex says, only blame getting here is Panthers paying that much. Y'all need a QB. You don't believe in Bryce Young? You don't believe in Bryce Young, man? I don't know. They went to the playoffs this past year, even though they were like 8-9, right? I don't know, man. I mean, they overpaid for sure. They definitely did. But good for him again. But one other element to this that I haven't talked about is at least we get a compensatory pick from this because we gave up, I believe it was a 3rd round pick in the midseason trade for Phillips. But at the very least, we're going to get some compensation in return, it seems like. I don't know exactly what it looks like. I don't know exactly how the compensatory pick formula works, but Zach Berman put this out here. He said, my goodness, he put this out like 10 minutes after the Phillips news came out, saying Howie Roseman, when asked if/how Eagles trade compensatory pick for Phillips would affect their approach, quote, we understood also here's the worst case situation, which is he's going to be a free agent. If he leaves as a free agent, you have to not sign somebody to get the compensatory pick for next year. So again, I think it was pretty clear that the Eagles were going to play the compensatory pick game this offseason. Yeah, and now they're going to have to do that with Jaelan Phillips leaving. But it still does suck. It still stinks for sure. But you look at it from a different perspective. Now this does open the door for them to maybe bring back some of their other top free agents, like a Reed Blankenship. Dallas Goedert's the one that I'm hoping now with this Phillips news that that opens the door for Goedert to come back. So we'll see how they pivot, but they definitely do need to address the edge rusher position in some other way. Whether that's through the draft, whether that's through signing another free agent. I definitely think they should sign somebody. And also then you have to think about how this affects Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt's future, because you got to think about, like, if the Eagles had signed Jaelan Phillips to this huge contract extension, chances are they wouldn't have been able to afford either one of Nolan Smith or Jalen Hunt on an extension in the future, just because, again, then you would have Phillips under contract on huge money. You would have Jordan Davis under contract for huge money. You're probably getting Jalen Carter on an extension soon. I know you guys are talking about that in the chat. Savages, how much do you think Jalen Carter will get? My guess is between $32 and $38 million per year. I think, yeah, if they extend him this offseason, that'll be around the price range. If they wait till next offseason, it might be a little bit higher than that or lower, depending on how the season goes. But if he's healthy, I think safe to assume it'll probably be higher, especially with the way the market's trending. Like, again, Jaelan Phillips, like, great player, but he's got $30 million a year. I think we could see Jalen Carter get up to 40. I mean, we were saying that last offseason. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes. But again, in regards to Nolan Smith, Jalen Hunt, obviously they're going to be relied on even more now next season, which they already had big roles anyway, but even more so, they're going to be huge for this defense, but also for their futures in Philadelphia. Higher chance of either one of them earning a contract extension, I think, as well. So interesting. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Midas says we definitely should release Michael Carter to free up some more cap space. I agree with that. And again, that's something I'm going to talk about in my video. I think there was a tweet on this, actually. Let me see if I can bring that up. Because I know it was weird. I was expecting them to cut Michael Carter before free agency started, but Anthony DeBona pointed this out. I think he was responding to James Simone, and he says that Michael Carter's guaranteed money doesn't trigger until the 5th day of the new league year, so they still have time to cut him. But still, yeah, I wish they would have done it already, because it gives them more space, obviously, to sign other free agents or bring back their own guys. And Simone says that here. He says, I just wish they had done it by today in order to sign some free agents. Didn't expect them to sign anyone of note, but still. Yeah, so we'll see on that. But yeah, guys, it definitely does suck to lose Jaelan Phillips. 82 you guys in here at this point. Appreciate all of you. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream. We're definitely going to keep this quick today because there's going to be more news coming out. I'll probably be live maybe multiple other times later today, and I'm going to try and have a video out as well. So it's going to be a busy day for me. I do want to briefly touch on what the Eagles could do now and whether they can pivot to somebody else. So let's bring that up. There's a couple options that have already been floated around in terms of other free agents that the Eagles could look at to replace Phillips. And Anthony DeBona says it here. There are two veteran edges that I would focus on for the Eagles after losing Jaelan Phillips. Bradley Chubb, who I've talked about before on this channel multiple times. He's got a ton of experience with Vic Fangio and won't count towards the compensatory pick formula since he was cut earlier this offseason. So I think that's definitely worth considering. You know, Chubb's another guy that he's a good player. There's been a little inconsistent at times. Analytics don't always look great on him, and he has had injury issues, but overall, he still had sack production in the years that he has been healthy. So assuming you could get him for, good value, I would definitely like that. And then also Jonathan Greenard here, he says big-bodied versatile edge that's available for a trade. And actually, Greenard's a guy that was linked to the Eagles by Jeremy Fowler, I believe, in a report yesterday. And I didn't get the chance to talk about that yet. So, that's definitely an option as well. There's a couple guys, again, that the Eagles could turn to that would be cheaper options at the edge rusher position. Still sucks to lose Jaelan Phillips, though, no doubt. But again, you were only going to pay so much to bring him back. And $30 million a year is pretty steep for a guy that has serious injury history. And, he played well for you last year, but it feels like the market's really starting to explode. And $30 million a year seems like a lot. But again, congrats to him. He earned a big payday for sure. Again, $30 million seems a little steep, but I can't blame him for choosing to take that. So yeah, that's my opinions on the Jaelan Phillips thing, but I will talk more about it in my video later today. Read some chat, and then we'll probably wrap this up in just a few minutes, just because, again, I wanted to keep this pretty brief. But I appreciate all you guys. Somebody Rex says, what's funny is the $99 million dead cap hit Miami is taking for Tua. Yeah, dude. I mean, I saw that as well. I think they said they're going to spread it out over 2 years, but still, that is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We're getting more stuff from Adam Schefter here. The reason I missed this news right away is because I have Schefter notifications on, but I don't have notifications for Rappaport. So I was I saw it 30 minutes after, and I was like, oh, crap, I missed that. Tyler Linderbaum reached agreement with the Raiders on a 3-year deal. All right. There's already been some crazy stuff going on around the league. The Cowboys traded for Rashawn Gary. So new pass rusher for them. I'm talking about that in my video as well, but yeah, guys. Well, that's pretty much all I got for this stream. Again, just wanted to keep it really brief. Give you guys my initial reaction to the Jaelan Phillips signing with the Panthers news. And yeah, pretty much all I got for the stream, but I will be on here probably later today if any other news breaks. Again, I'm working on a video, so look out for that as well. But I appreciate all you guys for hanging out with me for just a few minutes here on a Monday. NFL free agency. Going to be plenty more stuff to come. So appreciate all you guys, and I will catch you in the next stream or video.